Let's also turn to technology in 2025 because we know we'll be focused on that. Our next guest predicts the sector will be up 25% in the new year, spurred by the AI revolution. Some of his top picks are Nvidia, Microsoft, Tesla, and Palantir. He's Dan Ives, Wedbush Securities Analyst. Dan, welcome for the final time this year. I'm sorry you're not here. I am fairly certain in saying that you were the most frequent guest on CNBC during the course of 2024. We greatly appreciate that. And even more so, the fact that you largely have been right, Dan. You're going to be wrong one of these days, but it wasn't this year. Why don't you think it will be next year as you continue to be so incredibly bullish on so many different names in technology?
No, thanks so much for that. It's been awesome to be on the whole year. Look, to me, it's all about hand-holding investors through this AI revolution. And I think we're looking, in our opinion, this is still only the second inning of the 9-inning game. And everything we see from all of our spending is about the multiplier. For every dollar spent on Godfather of AI, Nvidia, on those chips, there's a $8 to $10 multiplier across the rest of tech, which is why I continue to believe that tech stocks are going to be up 25% into next year. And it's only 10 p.m. in this AI party that goes to 4 a.m.
Right, and you've been saying that for some time. I think you may have moved us an hour later. I'm not sure along the way.
It started off at 9 p.m. Now it's 10 p.m.
Okay, it's 10 p.m. Dan, there is this question as to are investors going to start to demand to see a real return from all the investment that's been made, the hundreds of billions, frankly, that will have been invested and will be invested in the coming year as well by the hyperscalers, for example. Do you think that demand will be made and will it be met?
Look, that's been the big question. I think we started to see that inflection point with the messy of Palantir. Because I think if you look at Palantir, that was the first one in the use case that we start to now see these things play out across enterprise. Then Salesforce, that was a huge moment where we saw from Benioff in terms of that last quarter. I actually think software is going to be the key. I think the use cases are expanding across the board. I mean, we have use cases and enterprises that we're talking to up 5x in terms of deploying AI and what I ultimately use cases even over the last 6 months. And I think that is going to be the key as this all plays out. Look, $2 trillion of CapEx, AI CapEx next 3 years. Fighting that is going to be tough, and that's what I continue to say. The bears can find AI in the spreadsheets. I get it. These companies have to execute. But execution's been there. Now it's going to be about the rest of tech. That's why we laid out. Those are the top 10 plays that we see for AI in 2025.
In a whirlwind of stock market chatter, a remarkable narrative is unfolding in the semiconductors industry, where Nvidia shines brightest. Known for its impressive graphics processing units and groundbreaking contributions to artificial intelligence, Nvidia stands as a titan amongst its competitors. But here's the kicker. Despite soaring valuations that have left many analysts scratching their heads, Nvidia has been making waves with record-breaking revenue growth and an unwavering market presence. Where will this journey take Nvidia and its stakeholders? Will the company's growth continue to skyrocket, or are there challenges on the horizon? Stay tuned as we delve into the metrics that have Wall Street buzzing about Nvidia's next moves. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
In terms of enterprise AI in particular, you think the two best software plays are Palantir and Salesforce. What are some examples of software companies that you are more doubtful of their AI potential?
Look, I think Adobe, you'd have to be a little more doubtful in terms of, what they can do. I think obviously still huge potential. I think when you look at, I think IBM's had a lot of success, but to me, it's really who are the ones proving it out. It's Palantir. It's Salesforce. I think it's MongoDB. It's Snowflake. I think Oracle's having a huge renaissance of growth. And then you're also going to see with Khan done at the FTC, you are going to see M&A skyrocket across tech. These big tech players are going to get stronger, and they're going to get bigger. And I think that's going to be a huge theme that plays out across 2025 as the strong get stronger.
Dan, just tell me why I shouldn't be concerned if I own Palantir that it trades at 50 times sales and that the insiders have been selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock in the last 6 weeks and it's gone vertical and they keep trying to goose it by getting into different index. It just feels like a very promotional situation for an admittedly strongly positioned company that just seems like it's become a little bit of a cult.
Yeah, Look, Mike, I definitely bull-bear debate. It's almost reached Tesla-like sort of emotional bull-bear debate on Palantir. Look, to me, it's not about in the next year in terms of what this thing's trading at. I view it as, can Palantir be the next Oracle, the next Salesforce? If that's true, and I believe that's true, then this is a name that goes much higher from here. In terms of what you're talking about, I think that's why you got to focus on AIP as they prove out this sort of enterprise use cases, and can this be something that expands to ultimately 30-40% of this overall revenue? I think that's the key. But I don't get too caught up in some of the noise. I just focus on all of our checks, and that's why Palantir, look, the haters, they hate it as a teenager, as a stock, despise it as a senior citizen, and I think this is a stock that has potential to be 3 digits and higher.
Nvidia, a pioneer in the field of graphics processing, is in the spotlight, capturing the attention of investors with its mix of stellar performance metrics and intriguing valuation conundrums. Known for revolutionizing gaming with its GPUs, Nvidia's significance extends much further as it plays a pivotal role in artificial intelligence and data center innovations. One can hardly gloss over the company's price-to-earnings (PE) ratio, currently at 55.14. It might raise eyebrows with its seemingly modest valuation compared to the industry's flashy figures. Analysts might jest that it's time to play the prices right with Nvidia, but the numbers speak a reassuring language: growth potential at a feasible cost. Nvidia's price-to-book PB ratio is a striking 51.91, significantly towering above industry norms by 7.66 times. It's like comparing a smart sports car to a reliable sedan. Sure, the car's expensive, but what a ride it's giving Wall Street. But before going on with the video, are you into cryptocurrency? If so, check out our second channel, Investocracy Crypto. We bring you breaking news, expert analysis, and the latest trends in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Whether you're a seasoned crypto investor or just curious about the future of finance, we've got something for you. Click the link in the description to subscribe to Investocracy Crypto now. Don't miss out and stay ahead of the game. Now, let's get back to the video.
This is just the beginning. I mean, I think this is ultimately going to be another 2-3 year bull market for tech, because it's a fourth industrial revolution that's playing out in front of us, and that's going to be big tech and the multiplier. And I think it's only 10 p.m. in the AI party that goes to 4 a.m.
Yeah. Have you gotten any later in the party, or are we still, it's always kind of early, isn't it? I mean, it's been a year now, but we're still at 10 p.m. Oh, we started at 9. Okay.
Started at 9, now we're 10 p.m. And look, we think tech stocks are up another 25% over the next year. And I think NASDAQ 25,000 a year from now is something that we're going to start talking about going into the end of next year, early 26.
Yeah, so much of this, there it is, the last line there, so much of this depending on, the numbers are staggering. We talk about them all the time, quarter to quarter. But you think AI CapEx is going to exceed $1 trillion. Why? In 2025, I should say. Yeah, right. Why? Yeah.
It's everything we're seeing. Look, that's why we travel the globe, right? It's trying to understand where the AI CapEx is and what's happening in the market. I think Street's underestimating AI CapEx potential by 30 to 40%.
The price-to-sales PS ratio paints Nvidia as an overachiever with a figure of 30.66, which is 3.07 times more than its peers, suggesting it might be riding high on its status more than sales performance. However, when observing the return on equity, ROE, of 31.13%, exceeding its peers by 27.05%, Nvidia demonstrates an excellent return on investments made by its shareholders. It's akin to Nvidia banging the gavel in the financial courtroom declaring, "Case closed. We're efficiently profitable." Adding to this profitable saga, Nvidia boasts revenue growth of 93.61%, far overshadowing the industry's average of 8.01%, signifying not just survival, but thriving in the competitive semiconductor jungle. Yet every narrative has its shadows. Nvidia's EBITDA stands at $22.86 billion, registering 0.68 times below the industry benchmark. Moreover, with lower gross profits at $26.16 billion, just shy of the industry average by 0.96 times, questions about potential financial challenges float in investors' minds, a reminder that even leaders need to keep pace. Nvidia enters the arena with a robust debt-to-equity ratio at an impressive 0.16, stressing it predominantly leans on equity rather than debt, a reassuring drumbeat for those cautious of economic tides. Evaluating Nvidia against its top competitors brings another layer to its financial tapestry, indicating how it navigates its fiscal plane. In sum, some, while its valuation metrics may suggest it's punching above its book and sales weight, its ROE and revenue growth demonstrate a company that's not just holding ground but breaking new surfaces, all while maintaining a healthy strategic balance of debt. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
It's get the popcorn out because the rest of tech now sees the benefit of the AI revolution.
Although, Dan, people are still now this morning looking at Adobe's guide, on the back of it, Oracle's guide. Is there going to be some kind of pause or chance to breathe, you think, in early 25?
Yeah, Carl, I think there's definitely chances to breathe, but when I look at sell-offs in Oracle, sell-offs in Adobe, I think you buy these dips because it's where I see this going over the next 12, 18, 24 months. Because how we view this all playing out is the use cases are now front and center. And the street will sell these off near term, just like we've seen other names sold off over the last year, whether it was Palantir, Tesla, Apple, and others. But now that AI revolution, it's coming, not just to the enterprise, but coming to the consumer, and that's through Cupertino, which is why I think Apple's going to be the first $4 trillion market cap, potentially by the end of this year or early 2025.
As the curtain falls on this exploration of Nvidia's market stance, the signals are certainly compelling. For those poised to take a strategic leap in their investment portfolio, Nvidia presents a tantalizing prospect with its vigorous performance trajectory, underscored by strong ROE and unparalleled revenue growth, even as it sits within hefty valuation ratios. In this current fiscal climate, Nvidia's agile footing promises a continual outperformance, much to the delight of its investors. Forecasts indicate that the momentum shall persist, with analysts predicting further growth on the horizon, rooted in emerging technologies and expanding applications of their GPUs and AI platforms. To contemplate a stake in Nvidia is to enter a narrative rich with potential and yet not devoid of the diligent risks inherent in investing. So, will you take part in Nvidia's story of innovation and market leadership? Share your thoughts and dive into this conversation shaping the future of the semiconductor landscape. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.